There's a chunk sliding off the tree branch, making a giant cloud. I think we've got about 14 inches since midnight. It's about noon, so that's in 12 hours. Forecasts are still saying 2 to 4 total accumulation for the storm. My yard's already at 14, so we'll see what we get. You might be able to see it is so dry and fluffy. There is just hardly any water in this snow. It almost makes it harder to shovel because it just wants to roll back off the shovel. It doesn't have enough moisture to even stick together. This is the first really big storm we've had all winter. Obviously there's been other snows because the snow is now level with my shoulders, but it's all come in kind of little amounts, and this is the first time we've had a really big dump this year, with lots and lots of very cold, way below zero, and clear weather in between. But I shoveled part of this earlier before heading out to shovel some other houses, and now back to clean up around here a little. And I thought you guys might like seeing how deep the snow is today. And I forgot to mention, if you guys ever need an actual snow shovel, I know a lot of you live in places where it doesn't snow. I know, baby, what do you want? You want to play? He's got the zoomies in the snow. These are the best shovel I have found. They're not even sold as a snow shovel. They are sold, I've always seen them sold as a grain scoop. It's a single piece. About 5 years ago, when we had a record winter here that brought down, crushed in the roofs of buildings that have been standing in this area for 60 years and such. You couldn't buy a snow shovel anywhere anymore. Everyone was sold out. Everyone had broken theirs and so on, including me. I was shoveling roofs, among other things, and had broken several snow shovels. And so I found this at a feed store, and they have been awesome. I still have the same one I was using that year. I have shoveled probably literally tons of snow with it in the years since. I now have 2 of them. One just lives permanently in my vehicle, and one lives permanently by the front door, or all winter. So the one in the vehicle comes out in the couple summer months. But they are awesome. Somebody brought to my attention once that when you go find them, I'll try to remember to give you a link to where they are, like on Amazon, but they're probably much cheaper if you go to your local tractor supply or farm store or something like that. They say they can scoop 9 pounds or something. I don't know what that's about. Anything I can pick up with this thing, it can scoop. That has been my experience over multiple years. They don't break. I mean, maybe it will sometime, but there is no evidence of damage. They don't shatter when they get cold. It's a single piece. I love this thing. I have shoveled tons of snow with it. If you live in a snowy area and you want to get a shovel so it's like the last one you ever buy in your life, and you don't always have half broken, cracked plastic, things in the back of your shop, and then when it snows you need to go to the hardware store and get a new one, I highly recommend these. They're made by Polypro Tools, is what's stamped in the handle. I'm sure Polypro doesn't know I exist, but I am a big fan of their grain scoop for shoveling snow for many years. As you can see, the sun is out now. I didn't get done shoveling all of the stuff around our house the day it snowed because I opened the main path out to my car, and then I spent the rest of the day shoveling other people's houses. And then it got dark and I was tired. So now that storm is cleared off, we ended up with about 20 inches total, and now I am finishing clearing my paths. And as you can see, when it snows that much, it kind of sticks to my walls and pillows out, which if I just let that go through the winter will continually shrink my pathway down. So that's why I'm doing the, this motion. Kind of getting, you can see how it scrapes off the loose stuff that was starting to stick to the sidewall, because the rest of that's fairly packed from the whole winter. But if I don't keep that from growing in, before too long my paths will be super tiny. Because we're getting toward the end of January now, and while that might be like winter ending for some of you, there are plenty of years when the majority of our snow falls in February, March, or April. So even though the snowbanks are, about level with my shoulders right now, we could get significantly more snow than this the rest of the year. Or it could be a weird one and not snow at all. So we won't know yet. Right now we're actually just a tiny bit below average for the year, based on long-term average. But it has been colder than average as well, actually. The whole year 2020 was, I think, the 8th coldest on record in the area, and the year 2019 was the coldest ever recorded by both average and mean temperature across the whole year. Anyway, I can tell it's been cold because we've had lots of beautiful sunny days like this where it has been well below zero. It usually does not snow much then. It had to warm up, so it was actually, it felt hot, but it was like in the 20s when this was all dumping, which was about 50 degrees warmer than it had been. So anyway, I've got some more snow shoveling to finish touching up around here. Easy, babe. And part of the reason I scrape those sidewalls as straight as I can is because that does help less new snow adhere to them. If I get them sloped, then a ton of stuff sticks to them. So I try to keep them fairly vertical through the year so that it keeps my walkways just easier to maintain and walk around them. Hey, go ahead. Burley desperately wants to, sorry, my son is in my eyes. Burley wants to go make sure the squirrels stay in the trees where they belong. Anyway, I just thought it'd be fun to show you guys a little update about what the snow is looking like here around my house, tucked into the mountains, since the last one you saw where it was just snowing wasn't very deep yet. But just to answer real quick a couple of questions that I always get. Yes, the reason I shovel other people's houses, that's part of the work I do in the winter. I shovel for my landlords that own the ground I'm on here, and then several other houses around, you know, doorways and decks and hot tubs and roofs, the kind of thing you can't do with a bigger machine. There is somebody that clears the bigger lane, and I've got a neighbor that comes and clears my big lane too, because I am very thankful I don't have to hand shovel a half-mile lane. But I do really like shoveling snow. I enjoy the fresh air and the exercise and the peace and the quiet, and usually if I'm not making a video talking to you guys, I listen to an audiobook while I'm working, and Burley hangs out and plays with me and so on. Everyone asks, why don't you get a snowblower? Look guys, I've answered this before. I've lived here for 7 years now. I don't like little snowblowers. They work great if you've got a short, straight, flat piece of smooth sidewalk to clear. They are really hard to do. I know you can't really see this from the camera angle, but this is all, sorry, momentary interruption. This is all sloped. The paths going each way are sloped, and to try to wrestle one of those, I actually have one. I've had it for years, but it's not even here because I loaned it to another friend and it's at their place because they use it and I don't. I have access to little snow blowers on every property where I shovel, and for almost everything I find they're more work and more hassle and more exhausting to use than just doing it by hand. That's why I shovel by hand. Anyhow, so you can probably hear the little birds twittering behind you. Burley's over there fighting a stick again because that's what he likes to do. And yeah, just thought you guys would like a little winter update of what the snowpack is looking like around Nyth these days. Hope you're enjoying your winter or spring if winter's already over for you. Like I said, we probably have a lot of winter still coming here, but that is fine with me. It's kind of nice to see a little bit of blue sky before the next snowstorm comes. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you are here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful day.